Hey guys, what is going on? This is Cardinal5, and today I have another player review for you guys. Now, I know a lot of people have requested this player specifically, and that is the rookie Flashback Pablo Sandoval you get in Conquest. So you have to rack up the innings, conquer the Giants, and then command the Giants by racking up the innings. I forget how many innings. I think it's like 1,000 or something. But at this point, a lot of you guys probably already have Pablo Sandoval. But for those of you that don't and do not know this, his secondary positions is what makes him really valuable. He can play catcher and he can play first base, and a lot of people will put him at catcher, and that is definitely what I recommend doing. So these are his attributes: 82 contact, 82, 85 contact, 73, 71. Pretty even across the board. I mean that's really good, and the fact he's a switch hitter makes it even more amazing. He has good plate vision. The thing that this doesn't show you is his blocking, and I don't even know if there is a way to check that. But his fielding is 74. His arm strength is 80. He's not a bad catcher, guys. I would even go as far as to say he is a good catcher behind the plate. He will lose 5% of his attributes, and I believe that is arm strength included. But he gets the job done. So if you're looking for a budget catcher that doesn't cost you anything, look at Pablo Sandoval. You also have, Victor Martinez live series and flashback you can use as well. But this is definitely an awesome player to have. You can also use him on your bench too as a utility player, because he can, be your backup catcher. I just want to show you some stats now. I don't use him all the time. I've used him a little bit though. I had 3 home runs with him. I think about 50 ABs. Only struck out twice with him. I put the ball in play. It's really easy to put the ball in place with his plate vision and contact. Have no walks. I mean, that's kind of realistic for Pablo. But I just want to show you guys the average. I'm hitting about 350 of Pablo. Sample size isn't the greatest, and I have a 925 OPS, so really solid across the board. Haven't used him too much, but trust me, guys, he gets the job done. And next, we're going to take him into batting practice and give you a few pointers, so stay tuned. Alright guys, I also want to show you a few things if he changes his position. So let's say we move him to catcher. He jumps up to a 92 overall, so he's right on the borderline there between a gold and a diamond. I don't know his blocking rating though, that's really the only thing, and that has a huge impact for catchers. And let's say we change his primary to a first base. He jumps down to an 88. So just wanted to show you guys that real quick, that he's actually the best even at catcher. And even if we took the 5% off, he would still be at 90 plus. So just wanted to show you guys that before we go into batting practice. Alright guys, so first we're going to show you Pablo batting from the left side facing righties, and we'll do bat control as usual. So he's pretty much balanced on both sides. The PCI is going to be about the same size regardless. Showing you guys his stance there. I like his stance, it's pretty good. Pablo is kind of one of those shorter players though, so the strike zone can kind of seem kind of small, and the ball can kind of seem to jump on you a little bit. And if that was if I had any complaints about Pablo, that would probably be one of them. Not quite as bad as somebody like Jose Altuve, but if you haven't used Pablo and that is kind of a thing, just be aware that that could possibly be an issue for you. His stance, I really don't have a problem with stance. I use strike zone cam, so it doesn't seem to affect me too much. Now let's get to whether or not you should power swing or not with Pablo. So Pablo is a guy that has good contact on both sides of the plate, and he has good plate vision. So his PCI is always going to have, a decent size to it. So I recommend, if you can get the PCI on the ball, power swing. He's not a guy that you really have to power swing, and he's a guy that you can hit, not only for average, but you can hit for power. It's really how you guys want to utilize him. He has such great plate vision and contact. You can do like a lot of hit and runs with him. You can just use him for gappers, hit behind the runner, whatever it may be. There's lots of ways to utilize Pablo. And that being said, you don't even have to power swing to really get power out of him. Like right there, that was just a normal swing. So it's really up to you guys. Power swing, it's kind of borderline. Not completely necessary, but if you have confidence in your abilities to get the PCI on the ball consistently, then I go ahead and recommend a power swing, because it's only going to help you. So yeah, nothing really crazy. I just keep the PCI in the middle. I feel like since he has that advantage hitting from left side against righties, being a switch hitter and all, You really don't need to worry about fastballs up and in. I feel like you can hit them just fine. If you feel like you can't hit them, you can move your PCI a little bit over that way just to help you, but it's going to leave you more vulnerable to off speed. So next we're going to get into hitting with Pablo from the other side, which isn't going to be too much difference, but I just want to show you guys, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so we are in batting practice facing Kershaw. Of course, Pablo is batting from the right side. So batting from the right side, really one of the main differences for me, batting from the right side, I feel like it's easier to pull pitches since your thumb just kind of naturally moves to the left a lot easier than moves to the right, because you gotta kind of push it to move to the right. To move it, into the left, it just feels more natural to me. So I feel like it's easier to turn on pitches. Therefore, I believe you can just exclusively leave your PCI in the middle of the plate, and you'd be able to turn on pitches just fine. So I don't know. I feel like it's almost a little bit easier to hit from the right side. That being said, a lot of parks are deeper to left field, so I think you should power swing a little bit more from the right side, because you're gonna have to get a little bit more. You're gonna have to get a little more power behind the ball to hit some out. I mean, a lot of fields are just deeper on the right side. The left side, I still recommend power swinging, but it's just a little bit easier to hit home runs out. So there's really not too much difference though. Pablo is very balanced versus lefties and righties, and he can do the same things against lefties, guys. So I really don't have any crazy tips. I just want to get this review out there because Pablo is such a good budget player. If you guys do not know about him, I know there's a lot of people that already know he can play catcher, but if you guys didn't know, he can play catcher, and in my opinion, he is one of the best hitting options at catcher, and honestly, one of the best overall catchers in the game. I have the Flashback Molina. I don't have the Flashback Victor or anything like that, but I believe if you're on the fence of getting Johnny Bench or Yogi, I think you guys should at least be aware that Pablo can play catcher as well, because I think he's a better hitter than Johnny Bench and Yogi Berra. So if you're looking for hitting, look no farther. You can get Pablo for free, essentially. Just do a little bit of grinding. That's going to do it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Card number 5 signing out. Peace.